Hello, children. Welcome to Diksha online classes. Today in mathematics class, we continue with the vector algebra, the second lecture. So, vector algebra, second lecture. Last class, we described about the definition of a scalar, vector, algebra of the vectors. Today's class, we continue with the properties of the vectors, position vector, collinearity of the vectors and their properties. Okay, so today's lecture, we continue with the properties of the vectors, position vector, collinearity of the vectors and their properties. So, we consider first properties of the vector addition. Last class, in the last video, we have seen addition of vectors by triangle law of addition of vectors and parallelogram law of addition of vectors. Now we are going to take up the properties on addition of vectors. The first one, commutative law. A plus B is the same as B plus A. A bar plus B bar is equals to B bar plus A bar. And addition also follows associative law, that is A plus B plus C is equals to A plus B plus C. And for any vector A bar, if you add null vector to this one, you will be getting A plus null vector is equals to null vector plus A. Both of them are equals to A vector, where null vector is called additive identity. In these three, the first two are most important properties, commutative law and associative law. We'll try to prove commutative law and associative law based on addition of vectors. Okay, we'll take up that. First, let us complete the fourth property also. For any vector A bar, there exists a negative vector minus A such that A bar plus minus A bar is equals to null vector, or minus A bar plus A bar vector is equals null vector. Therefore, that minus A negative vector is called additive inverse of A. Okay, so now we shall take up the proofs of the first one and the second one, commutative law and associative law. So, let's see the proof of that commutative law. For any two vectors A comma B, so for any two vectors A bar comma B bar, so we have the condition that A bar plus B bar is equals to B bar plus A bar. Let's see how to prove this commutative law. I would consider that A bar is one vector along OA. Let us see that OA bar, A bar is a vector from A to B and B bar is a vector from B to C. B bar is a vector from B to C. And now I would construct a parallelogram ABCD such that AD and BC are collinear, they are equal vectors, opposite to each other, they are equal vectors. So I say this is a B vector having the same magnitude but in the same direction. Same way, AB vector is equals to DC vector, that is also A. Okay, if that is the case, then if I construct a triangle here ABC, from the triangle ABC, AC is equals to AB plus BC. Let me take up from triangle, let me take up that A bar is equals to, let AB bar is equals to A bar. So BC bar is equals to B bar. Okay, construct a parallelogram. Consider a parallelogram. Consider a parallelogram ABCD. Then we have the condition that AD must be is equals to BC, that is equals to B vector, and DC is the same as AB vector, that is equals to A vector. Now from the triangle ABC, from triangle ABC, that we say that AB plus BC is equals to AB plus BC is equals to AC, and that is nothing but actually A bar plus B bar. Whereas from the triangle ADC, when you take up, so same thing, AD plus DC is the same as AC, and that is equals to B plus A. So from these two conditions, both the resultant vector is nothing but AC only, and therefore here it is AC, here it is AC, and therefore you can say that B plus A is same as A plus B. So this is how we try to prove the commutative law. Is it clear now? So take the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram as A comma B, A comma B. The other opposite sides are also A comma B. So from the lower side the sum is equals to A plus B. From the upper side the sum is equals to B plus A. A plus B is same as B plus A. Both is nothing but the resultant of A comma B. Coming to associative property. Let me take up that associative vector, that is A bar plus B bar, and then adding C is nothing but A plus B plus C. So for three vectors, A bar comma B bar comma C bar, we get it A plus B plus C is equals to A plus of B plus C. So let's work out this associative property. We shall see that. Suppose let me take up A bar is equals to AB bar. I take up a diagram here so that AB bar, this is A bar is a vector from A to B. B bar is a vector from B to C. B bar is a vector from B to C. And C bar is a vector from C to D. C bar is a vector from C to D. So let me assume that AB bar is equals to A bar, BC bar is equals to B bar, CD bar is equals to C bar. Then we add up. First of all, let me calculate what is A plus B. A plus B is nothing but actually AB bar plus BC bar, and that is nothing but actually AC vector, and that is nothing but AC vector. Now consider B plus C, sir. B plus C means it is a BC vector. BC means a B to C. So therefore B to C, this is a BC vector, and CD vector, that is B plus C. The result is nothing but actually this vector, that is B plus D. BC plus CD is nothing but a BD vector. Now let me take up this value A plus B, A bar plus B bar plus C bar is equals to A plus B is AC vector plus C vector. C vector is nothing but a CD vector. According to addition law, this is initial point, terminal point, that is nothing but AD vector. So that is nothing but AC plus CD. So AC vector plus CD vector is nothing but actually AD vector, you got it. But at the same time, let me take up A bar plus B plus C. That is nothing but A bar plus B bar plus C bar is equals to, what is A bar vector? AB vector plus B plus C is nothing but BD vector. AB plus BD is nothing but AD vector. Clearly you could see that both of these two are nothing but AD vector. So therefore it is BD, okay, plus AD. So AB plus BD is nothing but AD. AB plus BD is nothing but AD vector. In either of the case, it is AD, therefore left hand sides are equal, and therefore I say that A bar plus B bar and then adding C is the same as A plus of B plus C. This is the associative law. Okay? Any doubt about this? I hope it's simple, very easy also. Carefully you need to put it on paper and revise once again, and so you would understand very carefully the directions. You just check and you get the answer for this one. It's very simple. Let's proceed to the next. What is meant by multiplication of a vector by a scalar? Multiplication of a vector by a scalar. You see that? If M is a scalar and A be a vector, M is a scalar and A bar is a vector, then the product M into A, A bar is nothing but a vector which is defined as follows. Of course, if M is a positive number, okay, then MA bar is nothing but a vector again in the direction same as that of A, but with a magnitude M into modulus of A, M times the magnitude of A. So MA bar is a vector in the same direction of A. So therefore, if A bar is in this direction, then MA bar is in the same direction of A bar, provided M is a positive number and the magnitude is M times the magnitude of the original vector A bar. Whereas if M is a negative number, then minus M into A bar is nothing but MA bar is nothing but a vector whose magnitude is M times the magnitude of A, but opposite in direction. It means if A bar is in this direction, MA bar is in the reverse order. That is MA bar where M is negative. Is a vector will be in the opposite direction. But the magnitude is magnitude M times of modulus A. As M is a negative number, minus M is a positive into modulus of A. So M into A is actually called a vector in the opposite direction of A. But what happens? M is equals to 0. If M is equals to 0, then automatically you are multiplying a vector by a 0, that becomes a null vector. Okay, hope it's clear. Anyhow, the overall conclusion is nothing but a multiplication of a vector by a scalar means it is a vector which is in the same direction of the given vector A or in the opposite direction of the given vector. Otherwise, it is 0. This is the case. Hope you understood. So, if M is a positive, it is in the same direction. If M is a negative, it is in the opposite direction of A. If M is 0, then it is a null vector. Coming to the properties here, some of the properties related with the scalar multiples. If M and N are any two scalars, A and B are any two vectors, scalar multiple times of A plus B is MA plus MB, and M plus N times of A equals MA plus NA. It is simple, directly distributive property. 1 into any vector is nothing but a vector itself, but 0 into any vector is equals to null vector. We had seen last point. It is M into A vector. M is 0, then it is 0. Clear? Next, what is meant by position vector of a pointer? This is an important concept. Okay, in the case of the vectors, I would say that position vector of a point means nothing but A vector which determines the position of a point in space. A vector which determines the position of a point in space is called a position vector. Let us say O is a fixed point. O is a fixed point with x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, three-dimensional coordinate geometry. O is the fixed point in space and P is any point in space. Then position vector means this is the point P. Position vector means it is a vector joining the point P with the origin. That is OP bar is called the position vector of the point P relative to O with reference to origin we take up. So that is nothing but a position vector. In other words, we can also say that so a vector which determines the position of a point, in space is called position vector. This way also you can express it. No issue. Okay. So remember one point. OP bar is nothing but position vector. We can from here onwards we say it is the vector of the point P. Vector of the point P or position vector of the point P. So sometimes in vector algebra we just take a vector a point P. Vector of the point P means nothing but the position vector of the point P with reference to origin. Okay, with reference to generally we take up the fixed point. Initial point in this case is supposed to be the fixed point. Suppose if I consider AB bar is nothing but actually position vector of the point B with reference to A, where A is a fixed point. I say that A is a fixed point, then I say that AB bar is called position vector of B with reference to A point. Okay, one important result. In this, with reference to position vector, one important result we'll see. If A and B are 2 points in space, A and B are 2 points in space, then AB bar is equals to OB minus OA. It's simple. Very easy. With reference to origin, let me take up here. O is any point, O is a fixed point in space. A is any one point and B is another point, okay, given to you. AB bar is equals to OB minus OA. OA bar is the position vector of the point A with reference to origin. And OB bar is a position vector of B with reference to origin. Then if I take up the vector AB bar, by the triangle law of addition of vectors, we know that OA bar plus AB bar. OA is in this direction, OA bar, plus AB bar is in this direction, that is this one. Direction important, A to B. O to A to B, OA, AB. Therefore, then in case of addition of the vectors, the middle point, common point, you remove it. OA, AB is nothing but OB. Is nothing but OB, where OB is a position vector of the point PB with reference to origin. So from here, AB bar can be written as it is OB minus OA. Taken it right side, you'll be getting. You can write this one as algebraically OB minus OA. So AB bar is equals to OB minus OA. That's what you'll be getting it. Of course, the same thing I say as like this one. AB bar can also be written as position vector of B. You can say that position vector of B minus position vector of A minus position vector of A. Of course, it is with reference to origin. You can also take up the position with respect to other point also, but here in this case the base is the fixed point is origin. So position vector of the point B with reference to origin minus position vector of A with reference to origin. In other words, you can say position vector of terminal point minus position vector of initial point. Position vector of terminal point minus position vector of initial point. That way also you can write down. Suppose an example, if I take up PQ, then I say position vector of terminal point minus position vector of initial point. You can say that. Okay, right. Let us proceed. Next concept is about angle between the two vectors. We are not going to measure the angle between any two vectors, but in this case we are going to describing it and denoting a vector here. Okay, let us see that. If A bar is nothing but OA bar vector in the direction from O to A, and B bar is a vector from OB, that is a position vector of the point B with reference to origin. OA bar, OB bar are any two vectors, then the angle between AOB geometrically when you take up, this is about angle AOB, which does not exceeding 180 degrees is called angle between A comma B. The angle measured like this, okay, between OA and OB not exceeding 180 degrees is defined to be angle between A comma B, and that is denoted by A bar comma B bar as an ordered pair. It is not ordered pair actually, it is a notation. It is simple notation of angle between the two vectors A bar and B bar. That's it. Okay, now the question is, what happens if either of this vector is 0? Then angle is not defined. There's no question of, that means angle does not exist if one of the vector is a 0 vector. But observe the direction. So the angle between the two vectors A comma B is defined when both the vectors are away from the point of their intersection. Both are in the direction away from this one. What happens when you take up in the reverse order? So let us see the angle between the properties. So I say that what is the angle between A comma B? Let me assume that angle between A comma B is equals to theta. Let us say this is a theta, which is angle between A bar and B bar. Then angle between minus A minus B. So angle between minus A and minus B will be like this one. Minus A is in this direction. Minus B is in this direction. Geometrically, I would say that this angle is the same as this angle. This is also theta. And definitely this is 180 minus theta, which is the angle between minus A and B. And this is also 180 minus theta. This is 180 minus theta, which is angle between A and minus B. And angle between B comma A is same as angle between A comma B. Angle between A comma B is the same as angle between minus A minus B. And angle between A minus B and B minus A are nothing but 180 minus of A comma B. 180 minus of A comma B. And what is angle between MA and NB? MA is nothing but, as I told you that one, if A bar is one vector in this direction, and as I told, and you are given that M is a positive real number, N is also a positive real number. Therefore, if A bar is in this direction, then MA bar is a vector along the same direction, maybe of magnitude m times of original vector magnitude. And if B bar is in this direction, NB bar will be in this direction. So angle between A comma B is the same as angle between MA and NB. Both of them are same here. Okay. But what happens, M and N are negative, same as like the previous one, M and can be replaced and they can define about that. Okay. Right. Next. So we see a certain example. If A comma B includes an angle 60 degrees. So what is angle between A minus B? If A bar is in this direction, if A bar is in this direction, minus A will be in this direction. If A bar is in this direction, minus A will be in this direction. B bar is in this direction. Definitely minus B bar is in this direction. You are given angle between A comma B is 60. So angle between is 60 and therefore definitely this angle is equals to 120 degrees. Therefore angle between A comma minus B, this is minus B, and A, this is 120. Therefore the answer for this one is in 120 degrees. An angle between minus A minus B same as angle between A comma B. An angle between 3A comma 2B is same as angle between A comma B, 60 degrees. So answer is 120, 60, 60. Hope it's clear. Right. Next concept is about collinear vectors. What are collinear vectors? Let's see that. It's a very important concept. Let's see that. Vectors are said to be parallel or collinear. They are also called parallel vectors. Vectors are said to be parallel or collinear if they lie on a same line or parallel to one line. In the sense that when you take up the two vectors, their line of actions are parallel to one line or they lie on the same line. But they may be in a different direction. Let's see that. Here when you take up the two vectors, OA is one vector, OB is one vector, lie on the same line AB. And here OA is one vector here and OB is another vector. Of course, AB is also one more vector, they lie on the same line. Similarly, here also AB bar is one vector, CD bar is another vector. Seems to be equal in magnitude, but may not necessarily be, they might be equal in magnitude. If they are equal in magnitude, definitely they are equal vectors. Not necessarily be equal in magnitude, it may be different vectors. So there are three vectors over here. This is one vector and the second vector and the third vector, which are all collinear. They lie in the same, they are parallel to one plane, one line. And similarly, PQ bar is one vector here and SR bar is another vector, and both the vectors are parallel. They are also called collinear vectors. What are like vectors and unlike vectors? Remember that two vectors are said to be like if they are collinear in the same direction. In other words, I say that two collinear vectors are like vectors if they are in the same direction, and two collinear vectors which are in opposite in direction called unlike vectors. Two parallel vectors in the same direction are said to be like, and two parallel vectors opposite in direction are called unlike vectors. So I say two parallel vectors A and B are said to be like vectors if A comma B are in the same direction, and they are unlike vectors if A comma B are opposite in direction. Like vectors and unlike vectors. So like vectors are parallel vectors, no doubt they are in the same direction. Unlike vectors are also the parallel vectors, but they are in opposite in direction wise. Right? Let's see properties on collinear vectors. Okay. A comma B are parallel vectors. Angle between them must be either 0 vector or 180 degrees. So two collinear vectors which are in the same direction. This is one vector, another vector. The angle is equals to 0. But two collinear vectors, one opposite in direction, therefore angle between them is equal to 180 degrees. Definitely, like vectors will have angle between them is 0, unlike vectors will have 180 degrees angle between them. And remember one point, 0 vector, you may not measure the angle of any vector with a 0 vector, but still 0 vector is always be parallel to every vector. That's a concept of it. Next, some important results related with collinear vectors. If A bar is a non-zero vector and B bar is any other vector, A bar is a non-zero and B bar is any other vector, A comma B are collinear implied by A bar is equals to T times B bar, where T is any scalar. In other words, I say that two vectors are collinear means one can be expressed as a scalar multiple of the other one. For example, I say one vector is A bar, maybe, okay, half the size of the vector B bar. Let me say that, for example. So that I can say that B bar is nothing but 2 times of A vector. Clearly you could see that B is a scalar multiple of A, having a double in magnitude but in the same direction. So they are parallel vectors. The moment when you say they are parallel vectors, one can be relate with other one with a scalar multiple. One will, that means you can compare the magnitudes of the two vectors provided they are collinear. So definitely, so the conclusion is, when the two vectors are collinear, you can compare their magnitudes. And so one vector can be written as a scalar multiple of the other one. Okay, based on this one, suppose the two vectors are represented in ordered triad form analytically when they are represented like A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 in terms of their components. Then both of the vectors are parallel or collinear, then their corresponding coefficients, their corresponding components should be in proportion. That means A1 by A2 is equals to B1 by B2 equals to C1 by C2. Remember, this property is very, very useful in simplifying certain problems, right? We use mainly this property in case of the vectors to show that they are collinear. Hope you understood logic. One vector can be written as a scalar multiple of the other one. So the concept is, when A bar is collinear with the B bar, then there exists a scalar that A bar is equals to TB bar. Okay, let's continue with some other properties on collinear here. Most important one. 3 points A comma B comma C are collinear implied by AB bar is equals to T times AC for some scalar T. It's so simple that if I consider A, B, C are any 3 points which are collinear, then I can say that AB is a vector, okay, along this line AB, and AC is another vector which lies on AB, and it may be half of it, maybe 1/3 of it, or maybe 2/3 of it. I can able to compare that AC vector and AB vector. Okay, AC vector is so much of multiple of AB vector. So that is nothing but scalar multiple of AC, means that. Also, if two non-zero vectors a comma b are collinear, if two non-zero vectors are collinear, then I can say that there exists m comma n, both of them are not zero, such that ma bar, both not zero simultaneously, such that ma plus nb is equals to 0. I say this is called linear combination of a comma b must be the null vector. Must be the null vector. Okay, where m comma n, not both of them are zeros. At least one of them is not zero. That means if m is not equals to 0, I can say a bar is equals to minus n by m into b. That implies a bar is parallel to b bar. They are collinear. Suppose n is not equals to 0. Then I can say b bar is equals to minus m divided by n times of a, and therefore a bar is collinear with b bar. So that's the reason that at least one of the scalar should not be 0. Okay, that is a concept of it. But the question can also say that there's one more concept here. What if a comma b are non-collinear? Non-collinear means two vectors which are not collinear are called non-collinear vectors, which are not collinear. In such a case, m has to be 0, n has to be 0. So I'll explain that later case. Let me take up here continuation of the third point. Let a comma b comma c be the position vectors of the points a comma b comma c respectively. Then a, b, c are collinear vectors. Implied by m a bar plus n b bar plus p c bar is a null vector, where m plus n plus p is equals to 0 vector. M plus n plus n is a 0 vector. So this is one of the important property over here. One is a scalar multiple of the other one. Okay, let me take up here one condition that when a point, b point and c point are collinear, a, b, c are collinear, as I told you that a, b vector can be written as a scalar multiple of a, c vector. A, B can, A, B, C are the position vectors of the points. With reference to origin, OA is equals to A bar, OB is equals to B bar, OC is equals to C bar. So assuming that A comma B comma C are collinear. If they are collinear, they lie on the same line. In such a case, one vector AB bar can be written as scalar multiple of AC because they are collinear. So I can write this one in terms of position vector, it as position vector of B minus position vector of A is equals to scalar multiply by position vector of C minus position vector of A. And I can rewrite this one by bringing them to left hand side. That is equals to T multiply by, yes, T multiply by OA minus OC, bringing it left hand side, plus OB minus OA bar is equals to 0 bar. Therefore, A taken common, this is T minus 1 times of A bar plus B bar minus plus minus T times of C bar is equals to 0 bar. I say this is nothing but MA bar. This is MA bar plus NB bar plus PD bar plus PC bar is equal 0, where M is equals to T minus 1 and N is equals to 1, P is equals to minus T. Sum of these values M plus N plus P is equals to 0. So you got MA plus NB plus NPC is equals to 0, where M plus N plus P is equals to 0. M plus P is equals to 0. This is also called the necessary and sufficient condition for the 3 points to be A, B, C to be collinear is that Okay, there exist scalars m and p such that ma plus nb plus pc is equal to 0, m plus n plus n p is equal to 0. Coming to the non-collinear vectors. First of all, what are non-collinear vectors? I will say that vectors are said to be non-collinear. Vectors are said to be non-collinear if they are not collinear. Okay, the vectors are said to be non-collinear if they are not collinear. Okay, let's see that. Plane generated by two non-collinear vectors. Plane generated by two non-collinear vectors. I would consider that OA bar is one vector, that is nothing but A bar, and B bar is a vector along OB bar. OB bar is a B bar. Then definitely A comma B, they are inclined to each other, they are not collinear. They are non-collinear vectors. And definitely there exists a plane passing through A bar and B bar. They constitute a plane. And that plane is nothing but AOB plane generated by A bar and B bar. Okay, and that is nothing but AOB plane. So nothing but AOB plane, this plane. Okay, let me take up that AOB plane generated by OA and OB. That's called a plane generated by the 2 points. A theorem, let us see that. A bar, B bar are two non-collinear vectors. A bar, B bar are two non-collinear vectors. And R bar is any vector in the plane generated by A comma B. So R bar is any vector. Okay, R bar is any vector exists in uniquely, okay, in A comma B. I mean in the plane of A comma B. R bar is any vector in the plane generated by A comma B. Then there exists unique pair of real numbers x comma y such that R bar is equals to xa bar plus yb bar. That R bar can uniquely be represented with in terms of A comma B. Let us see that. So let me consider here A bar is nothing but a vector O to A. Okay, B bar is a vector from O to B. So B bar is a vector O to B. On the plane of AOB, I consider a general point P whose position vector is R bar. Whose position vector is R bar. Through the point P, I would take up the parallel lines to A comma B such that okay, a parallelogram OLPM is formed. OLPM is formed, a parallelogram. Clearly could see that in this diagram, don't you see that OL vector is parallel to A bar? OL vector is parallel to A bar, and therefore I would say that once two vectors are collinear or parallel, OL vector can be written as some scalar into a unique scalar exists, and that is x into A bar. In the same lines, we say that OM is collinear with B bar vector. Therefore, OM is a scalar times of the vector B bar. Okay, vector B bar. And that now in the parallelogram OL PM, in parallelogram, okay, in parallelogram OLPM, we know the addition of vectors. We apply law of parallelogram, law of addition of vectors by the formula that parallelogram law of addition of vectors OP bar can be written as OL plus OM. And that is nothing but R bar is equals to OL is XA bar OM is YB bar. So R bar is equals to XA bar plus YB bar. So where x comma y are unique scalars and since the OL is collinear with A, OM is collinear with B, x and y are uniquely be existing it. So R bar can be written uniquely in terms of x comma, A comma B as R bar equals to XA bar plus YB bar. That is the concept here. Okay, right. Now we shall take up examples based on this collinear concept. Show that the points whose position vectors given by these are collinear. I would assume that this is position vector of capital A point, this is capital B and this is capital C. So I consider the position vectors of the points A, B, C. A minus 2B plus 3C. So OA bar is equals to A minus 2B plus 3C bar. B is equals to 2, 3 minus 4. So 2, 3 minus 4C. And C is equals to minus 7B plus 10C. Minus 7B plus 10C. Okay, let me consider here. We have to prove that A, B, C are collinear points. To prove that A, B, C collinear points, enough if I can get relation between A, B vector and A, C vector. From this one, I consider A, B vector. AB vector is nothing but position vector of terminal point minus position vector of initial point. OB minus OA. That is 2A minus A will become A. 3A minus of minus 2 plus 5B. Minus 4 minus 3 minus 7C. Similarly, calculate AC vector. Instead of AC, I calculate AC vector. That is the position vector of terminal point C minus position vector of initial point A. It's nothing but AC vector. That is equals to C minus A means minus A. Minus 7 plus 2 minus 5B. 10 minus 3 plus 7C. And of course, clearly you can see that by taking minus 1 common, here I say A plus 5B minus 7C, which is nothing but AB vector. So I say that AC vector equals to minus 1 times of AB vector. So I say that one is a scalar multiple of the other one. So clearly you could see that AC is equals to scalar multiple of AB. I'll write here. Clearly you could see that they lie on the same line. So A point, B point, C point, AC is equals to some scalar times of B vector. They are collinear. That implies A comma B comma C are collinear. That's a concept. Okay. Coming to one is scalar multiple of other one, the two vectors are collinear and therefore the points constituted by these vectors are also collinear. Let's proceed. Example 2. If the points whose position vectors are respectively 3a bar minus 2b bar, 2a minus lambda b and 4a plus b are collinear, then find the value of lambda where a comma b are non-collinear vectors. If the points whose position vectors respectively, you are given 3 points with the position vectors. Let me take up OA bar, 3 points which are collinear. Okay, A comma B comma C are collinear. 3 points are collinear such that where position vector of A is equals to 3A minus 2B and OB bar, that is a B, position vector is equals to 2A minus lambda B, 2A minus lambda B, and the C vector, position vector is 4A plus B, 4A plus B vector. Now consider that AB vector and AC vector, because they are collinear. So A comma B comma C are collinear. Since they are collinear, I say that AB vector can be written as scalar multiple times of AC vector. So calculate AB vector means OB minus OA. AB minus OA, or we can, yes, of course, so that is implies OB bar minus OA bar is equals to scalar times OC minus OA. OB minus OA means nothing but 2A bar minus lambda B bar minus 3A minus 2B, that is equals to scalar times OC. So 4A plus B minus OA, that is minus of minus plus 2B. And therefore on simplifying, 2A minus 3A minus A and minus lambda plus 2 times of B is equals to 4 minus 3, 1A scalar times of A plus 3B plus 3T times of C. Sorry, it is a B. Now, definitely these two are collinear, therefore both of them are equal vectors, and therefore A coefficient of T must be equal. I shall write here. So, comparing on both sides, T must be is equals to minus 1. At the same time, minus lambda plus 2 is equals to 3T. And T is equals to minus 1 means minus lambda plus 2 is equals to minus 3. And definitely lambda is equals to 5. I hope you require to find out what is the lambda value. So the answer for lambda is equals to 5. Okay, that's about example 2. We have done enough examples also. And these about the points of today's lecture. We had properties of addition of vector, scalar multiplication, collinear vectors and their properties. Okay, we have learned the properties of vectors and the position vector, collinearity of the vectors and its properties. Okay, so work out homeworks problems of this one. We will send it separately for you and then work out these and submit the assignment. Okay, homework sums. I would conclude this lecture now. Thank you.